Okay, everybody. We are going to be doing a Marvel superhero draft in just a minute. We're going to start with a little bit of jump in while we're waiting for this to get going.
Okay, everybody.
And we're going to go ahead and make that happen. Sorry, there was a little echo there. So we're going to go ahead and just do a jump in while we wait, and just waiting to get a couple of people in the chat, and then we are going to do a community draft. We're going to be drafting Marvel superheroes on Quick Draft, and the chat is going to help me pick all of the cards. And so if you are in the chat, just give me a hello there, just so that I know this is going out to some people. Again, this is my second time streaming, so it definitely might be a little rough sometimes, but we'll go ahead and get through this together here. We're going to start with Knights of Wondergore for sure. And we got a kind of a curve out deck here, so we're going to turn one, play tap land while we have a chance. And then we'll go ahead and play Knights of Wondergore right afterwards. Okay, Mr. Hyde is up next, and we'll be getting the +1/+1 counters if our creatures survive. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we're not going to attack in because we just want this to start growing, and by Mr. Hyde growing, then the Knights of Wondergore are going to grow too. Whenever a +1/+1 counter is put on another creature, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. It only triggers once per turn, but with Mr. Hyde, this is going to get out of control really quickly. They can go ahead and attack if they want to. We're certainly not going to block, and they're looking to just put out creatures. Yeah, they might want to look to block next turn, or look to double block. So the Go Nuts is not going to put another +1/+1 counter on this and string them together, but it could lead to a solid attack. So what we could do is, well, we have to fight with Mr. Hyde. But you know what? We could just put out Devil Dinosaur, to be perfectly honest. Let's go ahead with that plan and see afterwards how that goes. Next turn, this is going to be a 4/4 and a 4/3. It's going to require a double block, or obviously you got to be worried about Stature becoming a 4/4 at any given time. So that's on the table, but we also have Khazar ready to go if we don't use something like Go Nuts. Let's go ahead and see what they're going to do there. And for those just joining here, this is a warm-up game of Jump In before we go ahead and play a Marvel Superheroes draft. And chat is going to help me and control the draft process here. Okay. This is going to lead to a pretty big attack next turn. Okay. So we can probably attack in with the Devil Dinosaur. We can fight the Mr. Hyde. Is that going to get us where we want to be? Or do we just want to go ahead and play the Khazar? Probably, right? So let's just attack in with the 5/5 first. See what happens here. Is this a 1-mana spell? No. Okay. Well, then we're going to drop Khazar and not worry about it again. Okay. The opponent's got to have something really good this turn. Otherwise, this is just going to be too late for them. And so we're going to go ahead and find out right now. We have Go Nuts out. We can fight a target creature, and we can also give our creature +1/+1. Now, we don't need that for Knights of Wondergore because we're already getting it on Mr. Hyde. We're not totally worried about that. But, okay. It's a good power up, but they're so far away from it. They could discard a card and draw a card if that's what they're looking for. But if they do, they're going to just get way too many creatures attacking them. They were just hunting for the land. And we're just going to keep on the attack. This is +2/+2 and flash. And gains hexproof. Okay? So we're going to just... Is there anybody that we're not going to attack with? Not really, right? We're just going to attack with everybody. So if we fight this guy with this guy, then we turn around and attack with everybody. So who do they block? They block one of the 5s that don't have trample, and they take 5, 10, and this ends the game. Okay. Couple people in the chat here. If you want to go ahead and put something in the chat, let me know that this is working. We'll be getting ready to start our quick draft in just a second here. This is a community draft, so definitely need everybody's input there. So if you are watching the stream, if you don't mind throwing something in the chat and letting us know you're here, and we'll get this started. We have Beast Mode. Again, another Mr. Hyde. Less so without the 2-drop, but we're going to go the 3, the 4, and then we'll have the big Brontosaur at the end. We just have to get through this early part of the game. We'll see a couple of things there. Okay. And we're not going to cycle. We're just going to go ahead and pass. Get ready for this Mr. Hyde. Okay. We have artifacts. They are gonna struggle because if they don't get rid of Mr. Hyde right now, we have Devil Dinosaur right after it. Okay. This is a good one for sure. Take the +1/+1 counter. They should know not to double block, but we'll give them a chance. And then we'll play Devil Dinosaur and get on the offensive. Whatever artifact shenanigans they're trying to drum up here, this is not going to be too long when we're beaten down for 9 next turn. Okay. They need to keep adding to the board. Okay. We could take off a counter. Right, so we could take off this stun counter and draw a card from it. We can tactical team up. Okay. Have the instant up and also be able to develop the board. Not going to need it there. The Death Toucher, so threat of activation is going to be huge. And let's see what they have after this. Okay. Doorman is fine, but not going to get the job done here. More +1/+1 counters. Yeah, they knew it. And that one is down for sure. Okay. We'll go ahead and in 20 gems, the Lamplight Phoenix and Patriot. Oh, there we are there. Let me know if we have some people in the chat ready for this Marvel superhero draft. As we wait another minute here, we're going to go ahead and just keep playing some jump in here. We're going to go ahead with Conniving. And here we get the Fantastic. You know what? The Fantastic Four is pretty good there. I like the blue decks quite a bit in Jump In. We'll go ahead and play this out. Okay. We'll go ahead and keep this. We got a couple of villains a little bit later on in the mana curve, just to make sure that we're good to go. We do need to draw a forest at some point, but again, that's kind of baked into the cake right now. And we'll see what we end up having. Okay. Mix of heroes and villains, certainly not where Flying Octobot is the best, but we'll do okay with it. This is, yeah, we can use this to connive, and I think we do it now. So we draw, and then we draw and discard, and if we discard a non-land, then we'll go ahead and get a +1/+1 and get a decent flying attacker here. The downside of this Fantastic Four deck are the lands. We are going to have to play a whole bunch of basics that we don't really want to. And that's not what we're looking for, but we'll go ahead and play it out anyway. We'll get in there while we can. Okay. Yeah, they're looking if they have 2 or more villain creatures in the graveyard. We're not looking to do anything with them. We will gain hexproof, but not the larger 8/8 ability, but that's okay. We'll deal with that later. We'll just keep getting in there. The other play is the Sue Storm, but that's going to be harder. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be harder to get through. So this would be a 4/4, but obviously it could be blocked there. So we'll just go ahead with Tiger Shark. It's conniving, and so we don't have a green land, so let's go ahead and get rid of Thing for now. And we do have to hold up on the attacks. Next turn we can send Tiger Shark in if we're not developing the board anymore. But we'll see if that's the best plan there. A couple more people joined the chat there. If you want to go ahead and say hello. We're just playing a little bit of jump in, and we're going to get into this Marvel Superheroes draft in just a second. So say hello, let me know you're there, because once we start the draft, it's going to be all up to you guys. Yep, it's going to get +1/+1 and tap something down. So here's where you got to think, like, do you tap the flyer? Because if you do, then I don't have the chance to chump block. Okay. I think you would have wanted me to chump block there if you needed it. And so we can go ahead and attack with everything here. We could play Sue Storm just as a lifelink defender when we're done. We don't really need to play Tiger Shark's ability, so we'll go ahead and just get in there with everybody. No green, so Fantastic Four is an easy dump. And we'll go ahead and get Sue Storm, have a little bit of lifelink, and be ready to go. We're not going to do any kind of blocking with the flyer. And next turn, he knows we can just make Tiger Shark unblockable and throw it on in there to get that win. So we'll see how that goes. Opponent just thinking if there's anything he can do here. He does have a lot of blockers, but he does need to get rid of this Tiger Shark immediately. Destroy target creature, and destroyed the wrong creature. It's kind of strange. Maybe they have another removal spell, or likely they're just going to. Okay, each opponent sacrifices a creature of their choice. So, sure, we will sacrifice Sue Storm, and we're all in on the Tiger Shark, and no need for anything else. Yep. And we'll just get in there. Take that victory and be ready to move on here. Okay, let me know in the chat here if you are ready for this quick draft. We are going to do this together and make the picks together and see what we come up with. This is not one of my favorite draft formats in a while, but it's certainly not as bad as some people say. I do like it quite a bit. I like drafting mostly the Esper colors, the white-blue and the blue-black, and those colors there. Are we ready to go with this draft here? Couple of chats there. Let me know that you guys are ready. And we'll get started in just a second here. Okay, so we're going to go to quick draft right now. And we're going to go ahead and start this draft up. Let me know if you are ready in the chat. Awesome. Okay. With this one. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm definitely going to see what we can do together and work together on this, but we'll be picking these cards together and seeing whether or not we can do better than one. I don't know if we're going to get there. I don't know if we're going to win the whole thing. This is obviously going to be live, so we'll do it together here. Ready? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take the first pick. Okay. And so we have Super Scroll, which is the 5-color craziness, right? 4 mana for 4/5, but with flying. But you need a lot of the other colors to do the other abilities. A 4 mana 4/5 flying in black is already a decent card, but it does push you into mono black, obviously, because you need black, black, black. So choices that we have. We do see the Patriot. This is a really good aggressive card in white. You do tend to get them going around quite a bit. Stature in blue, Bullseye in usually black, but sometimes red. The Agent of Atlas is just another kind of mediocre white card. Helicarrier Strike, you certainly want 1 or 2 of these in your white decks, but it's not super first pick. Giant size flying ants, I like it more than most people probably do. That's something that I'm looking forward to. Counterspell. So not a huge first pick, right? There's a 4 mana 4/4 with reach with a power up ability, and then we do have a land. What do you say in the chat? I got Spotify and I got Raphael in there on the chat. What would you guys be picking here? I think if it was totally up for me, I think it would be picking between Super Scroll and trying to do something really crazy, or Giant Size Flying Ant and just go ahead and be a little bit more adult about the pick here, right? And then be a little bit more solid. This opens you up to, generally speaking, white, blue flying, which is obviously one of my favorite archetypes. And yeah, I think that's something that we're going to highlight there. A last call here in the chat if you have another opinion. Otherwise, we go with Giant Size Flying Ants and see where that leads us. We are passing quite a few white cards that end up being really playable, although replaceable. And so, yep, okay, we will be taking the ants then. Okay, second pick, we see where we go. And is that a signal right there? The Gleaming Bastion, that we should be in white and blue. We do have Frozen in Ice, a really good removal spell in white. Obviously, we have a better removal spell in Hour of Defeat in black. Not too much in white. Take Up the Shield is not like the cards that we had in the first pick on the creatures that you would be looking at. Otherwise, Thirst for Knowledge, draw 3 cards, discard 2 cards unless you discard an artifact. So it's really just kind of like draw 3, discard 2 for most of these decks. But if you are in the red-blue deck, you can go ahead and gain a little bit of traction. Guess the answer here is Frozen in Ice. Let me know what you guys think there. There's Hour of Defeat, but we're only going there if we really think that we're in black, but why reach out right now? Let's go ahead, stay in blue, read the room, read the signals, see what comes up next. Everyone in agreement with the Frozen in Ice? Is anybody thinking about Hour of Defeat here? Yeah. For the same reason, right? For just being in blue, staying open, seeing what is coming around. Scientist Supreme of Aim. Yeah. 2/2, copy target activated or a triggered ability from an artifact source. You may control the choices. Super Intelligence. This is a weird card draw spell. It's good, but it's just a little bit of a weird spell. Whenever another villain you control enters, it gets +1 and gains lifelink till end of turn. Problem is, it doesn't really grow unless you have a way to put more than one out there at a time. Claim the Kingdom is a good card, but again, I'm not sure if we really want to go that direction. None of these are really all that great. Savage Land Dinosaurs. I play the basic land cyclers a little bit more than everybody else. So I think here I think we just got the card draw spell, right? I think we just put it on something for our own creatures, as long as we're pretty sure that our opponent doesn't have removal. We play this later in the game after their first set of removal is already out. Put it on kind of a secondary target, a secondary priority target that we have, and see how that goes. So we'll go ahead and grab Super Intelligence and stay in blue, see what it is. Yeah, it's the only one. Yep, you're right. Okay, Stratagem is a good removal spell. I like the Super Suit. I think it works pretty good as a kind of pseudo removal spell when you're being able to block something. Otherwise, we're reaching out to another color. Mr. Hyde is really good in this kind of attrition-y, drawn-out deck. Knights of Wondergore goes with it quite well. Madame Mask connives. Whenever you draw your second card, which includes the conniving of herself, you create a 2/1 black villain with menace. It's interesting. I do like the draw two kind of aspect here, but we have Trickster's Stratagem again. When 4 mana, target creature an opponent controls puts it on the second from top of their library, then it connives. Super Suit, right? Okay. I like Super Suit a lot if we're going with some flyers. I wish we would have had a little bit more of a density of creatures. But we'll go ahead and... Oh, okay, Madame Mask. So... the problem is we don't have anything that connives on its own yet. And so... there's black going around, but let's go ahead and let's stay blue now, and we'll make this decision. Here we go. We might make this decision right now. Now, when it is Madame Mask versus the Land Cycler, again, I do like the Land Cycler. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's good, but we could look at Madame Mask. I actually like this Legionnaire. I think it does pretty well. The power up doesn't come up very often. It's certainly yeah. Do we want to do black blue? It's not my favorite color combination, although. So we didn't really see any removal get passed to us. We only had the one card in the second pack, right? So there's not a lot of removal flowing. If the removal was flowing, I would like to play blue flyers backed up with the black removal, right? And we would be able to get there with that. I think it's a low risk to take something like Madame Mask right now, because we're only missing out on the Land Cycler, and by itself, the 3/3 that connives, it's good. I'd certainly play one or two, probably one, but let's go ahead and grab Madame Mask here and go for the only blue here too. Okay. Okay, you talked me into it. I did say chat controls the draft here, so let's go ahead, take the Scientist, and push it to the next pick. Eventually, we'll have to make a decision on the second color, but it certainly doesn't have to be now. Moonstone. This one I actually don't know. This is a 4 mana 2/4 villain with flying. Whenever you discard a card, you may exile that card from your graveyard. If you do, until the end of your next turn, you may play that card. So works really good with Connive. Otherwise, we're taking Mr. Fantastic, a 2/4 reach. Whenever one or more tokens you control enters, you may draw a card. Here, I would definitely think that we would take a shot at Moonstone. Let me know here in the chat. Mr. Fantastic is really just a little bit blah right now. It is a 2/4 with reach. There's nothing that makes tokens, so we're not really in there for that. A 2/4 flying that works with connives. It doesn't necessarily say only connives, but whenever you're discarding a card and you are discarding with the connive, you can go ahead and then play it back there. So I think this is going to be the pick. Let me know what you think. Spotify, you're the one that has been more on the mono blue train here. Are you cool with taking this as a pick here? I'll give you a second there to see what you say. Yeah. Okay. Well, we didn't see any of the black cards wheeling around yet, right? Like we saw some of them go to us, but then not the other way yet. So Red Room Recruit is a connive card, and Beast Aerialist is, I like this card quite a bit. As long as you put one or more +1/+1 counters on Beast this turn, he has flying. Whenever it deals combat damage, you draw a card. So it's a tough one. These 4-drops are going to get really, really gummed up really quickly. So maybe the answer is we take a 2-drop just to see where we get it. It does have a little bit of card filtering on it. I like Beast quite a bit, but we don't have anything with +1/+1 counters yet. I'm sure we're going to get like a Go Nuts or something like that if we go into this blue-green combination, but maybe we just take the more adult pick here and grab this Red Room Recruit. So I think that's what we're going to end up doing here. Let me know in the chat, Beast or Recruit, or Beast or the 2-drop, whatever you want to go ahead and throw in there. Yeah, no counters yet in the deck, so that is a knock against Beast. And the other part is just too many 4-drops, right? We're going to end up leaving them on the sideboard for most of these games. So let's go ahead and 2 evil to stay dead. Choose target creature card in your graveyard with mana value 4 or less. If it was cast with teamwork, instead choose any creature, return it to the battlefield. Not exactly what we're looking for. It works with Connive if we do have some creature that we want to discard because it's too much mana, but it doesn't really work here with 2 evil to stay dead. We could just take Thing as being a big creature. Iron Man is something that you could take as a flyer here and just see what ends up happening. Where do we go here? We're not married to any of these cards that we're picking. We are likely not to play 2 evil to stay dead unless we have a real reason to throw it in there. We could take a flyer in green, or we could take a flyer in red. What do you guys think in the chat? Let me know. I think if I was doing this draft just myself without any other help, I think I would be taking 2 evil to stay dead, even though I knew that it would probably end up in the sideboard. If we get a lot of conniving, all of a sudden this becomes a little bit better. So Skarnez, okay, Skarnez is saying the Iron Man. Take it as a flyer with vigilance, +1/+1 for each other artifact. We don't have the artifacts right now. When it attacks, if an artifact enters this turn, we'll draw a card. Skarnez is an awesome supporter of the channel. I really appreciate becoming a member on my test live stream. And so, yeah, I definitely am going to defer to him right now. We'll go ahead and grab the Iron Man as kind of a flyer to just see what ends up, where we end up going. Okay, Kingfin's Enforcer. We have Bullseye, and then we also have the dual land. I'm here to go with the dual land myself. What do you guys think here? Lifelink is pretty good, but yeah. Thanks for using the emotes for sure. I told you I was gonna get them right away, right? That same night, I was like, no, definitely, you earned that for sure. Awesome. I think we're gonna go ahead and just grab this dual land here and be ready to go in case we do play black. So Kingpin's Enforcer isn't the kind of card that is going to, that's not going to pull me into black, but it's certainly the card that if I'm in black, I'll be happy to play, but it doesn't make me want to play black. Couple of red cards here at the end of the pack. I guess I do have to read them a little bit more closely since we do have this Iron Man that is possible to be played. 4-drop again, right? Like they're all 4-drops. Hire a Crew is create a 2/1 black villain with Menace, and then creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. This is just an artifact that we may end up playing. We certainly have more of a chance to play the artifact than any of the other cards. This Deathlock Soldier, 1 mana, 1/2. Pay 3 mana to return it from your graveyard to your hand, and then you can play it out. It's okay with some sacrifice synergies, but I think we'll just go ahead and take the Aim Synthoid, the 2 mana, 1/3. Not exciting. It is another artifact to kind of keep that dream alive, but not necessarily what we're looking for. Whenever another villain or artifact enters, it deals 1 damage to target opponent. Certainly a good card. Really good if you have multiples. Just one of them not necessarily as great. So we'll just go ahead and clean up the rest of this pack. And this is going to be, yeah, we'll go ahead and grab it and see where we are after pack number 1. So after pack number 1, all that we really know is that we are likely to play blue. We could pair it with black. We could pair it with red. We have a couple of different choices there. Probably blue is kind of baked in here. But again, we are a little bit open to see where the rest of the packs go. This is the first pick of pack number 2. I am going to need everybody's help in the chat. Origin of the Avengers. This is a lot of value for 2 mana, but overall, maybe not enough oomph for a first pick. You can go ahead and let me know what you think. Kingpin of Crime. Another Thirst for Knowledge, but probably not what we're looking at. This is the one where whenever one or more creatures are put into a graveyard from anywhere, you draw a card, lose a life, and put a plan counter on this enchantment. And then when the third plan counter is on here, you sacrifice it. Create 3 2/2 artifact villains. Again, another 4-drop though. Black Panther is really good if you play it in the hero deck. We do have white, we have True Believers, we have Wrath Security Officer. I do see the Frozen in Ice, which is likely the pick here. Cruel Alliance. Yeah, I like Cruel Alliance a lot, but I mean, I assume the pick is just Frozen in Ice, right? This is the one thing that we have for sure in our deck are these blue cards. And I think we just grab this Frozen in Ice. Let me know in the chat what you think, if this is the way that we are going to go here. Yeah, mono blue for sure. We're going to come up well short on playables if we are mono blue. But yeah, I think that's the right pick here. We have Agent 13. We have Baron Strucker, Speedball, Futurist Forge, which goes well with the Iron Man for sure. Super Suit, we probably are not looking to take 2 of those. Widow's Bite, 1 and a black for target creature gets -2/-2, or target creature gains Death Touch at instant speed. Couple of green cards going around. Strucker villains cost 1 less. Whenever a villain enters, you may connive. Do this only once per turn. If we take something like this, we will obviously have more villains. And so something blue, red, black artifacts would be interesting. Yeah, it would be interesting for sure. Well, I'm not sure if we'll make that mono work, but I guess the idea here is, are we looking for villains? We probably don't mind having villains. If we're blue-black, we're going to have enough. We're going to have some amount of villains here. Speedball, huh? Whenever casts a spell that targets him, he gets +2/+2. And you can choose new targets, but we don't have anything in blue. So I think this is really like a blue red card. Like, it's not a hybrid card, right? Because you need those red cards that will pump up your creatures. Because what are we going to target him with right now, right? Like, you're not going to Frozen and Ice your own guy to get that. Super Suit doesn't actually work. Super Intelligence does, but I think it also makes him the biggest threat. It has to be a spell, so the giant-sized flying ants doesn't count. Yeah, I think... So, this is our clearest path to having a connive strategy. And the connive strategy can be both a discard strategy in Moonstone and a draw 2 strategy. Yeah, we don't have the support pieces. Yeah. But this guy also makes every villain a connive threat, right? We don't really have the pieces for most strategies so far, right? Like, the strategies are not here right now. I think we'll go ahead. Let's go grab Baron Strucker. Let's have the connive strategy as a possibility. I don't think we're giving up much here. I think we're going to take giant size ants again as the flying strategy. Aaron Zola is good, but you do have to make sure you get creatures into the graveyard. Connive is a good way to do that, so there is that. None of these black cards make a lot of sense. And then here is Hydra Assault Robot, so another villain and or artifact. So Anson is not even close. Yeah, I mean, Ants is the thing that just jumped out to me. It does mean that it's crowding out this 4-drop spot, right? Like, there's no way that we're going to end up playing like 8 4-drops here. And while I love this card and it's great, it can surprise untap a blocker that you're going to, put in there and eat combat. We're going to end up struggling on these 4-drops. But yeah, okay. We'll take this Ants and move on to the next pick. A couple of black cards there. Hopefully they wheel back there. I think if we took Ants there, right? Do we not just take Unliving Legionnaire and just go all in on this flying strategy? Otherwise, John Walker, a 4-drop again. When it enters, create a artifact token named Sturdy Shield. Is a good card, but I'm not sure if it fits into the strategy. Let me know here. If we took Ants, do we not just take, worse Ants, right? Ants with like a really bad power-up ability. What else could we take? We could take a Surveil land. It does power... no, it doesn't. It's Surveil. Full flying. Yeah. That's what I would generally do. We don't have a lot of removal, but we could play something like these, like 1/3s on the ground and then just win in the air. Misty. Okay. This is a 2 mana, 3/1. Discard a card, draw a card for each card discarded this turn. I don't hate it. I like it more as an aggressive 2-drop. And I think, I don't know that we're getting away from... So I think we're playing blue for sure, right? Just the way the numbers work out here, we're going to have to be in blue. And if we're in blue-red, we really want to be in artifact blue-red. So I don't think... which one is the land cycler? The red land cycler. Yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense there. I'm going to try one more pick with this blue-black Flyers deck. We didn't get enough removal yet. Not 100% sure we're there. The land cycler. I mean, I do like the land cyclers in general. Okay, let's take the land cycler, stay open a little bit. This keeps red open, it keeps artifact open. Let's see what we end up there. Doombot. We do have the stratagem. I think it's stratagem, right? The one thing that we know we're going to do, even though I kind of was talking about, yeah, I mean, it's literally a 4 mana 3/2 flyer with nothing else, right? Um, we take the stratagem. I just hate that it's another 4 drop. Yeah. 3/2 flyers can get there as long as you have the removal to back it up, right? But we just don't have the removal yet. I wish we did. Yeah. Yeah. The problem is it's a 4 mana, right? So like it competes with everything else, but it is okay. Let's go ahead. We'll grab it here. So we're already playing 1 Supreme Intelligence. I don't love it, but I do like the Agents of Hydra. I think that's what we have to go for here. Try a second. The Land Cycler is not terrible. I haven't played this black Land Cycler. 5 mana for 4/4 with Menace. Yeah. Yeah. It is going to slow us down for sure. 1/1, when it dies, you create another villain. Although, I mean, this one's growing every time you're putting a +1/+1 counter, and it's conniving when it's coming into the battlefield. Okay, let's take the Land Cycler here in black, and we'll look to push in that general direction. We have Forge. We have the Saboteur. And yeah, and we have the Conniving. So I think we do need more 2 drops, although not Futurist Forge is a decent card, but not exactly what we're looking for. It may be the pick here. I would kind of lean on the AIM Scientist, but again, it means we're just how many of these we're going to be playing. Yeah, let's take the Scientist here. Okay. We could take Ultron. It's not great, but it... Oh, no, wait. Never mind. We're going to take the Red Room Recruit here. This is a villain. When it enters, it connives. It can be a 2/3 for 2, or it could be a 1/2 and ditch a land. Let's go ahead and grab Red Room Recruit here, and definitely look for the kind of conniving deck here. What about Robot Domination? The problem is I don't want to play another 4-drop that will do good, but yeah, Red Room for sure here. Okay, let me know what we think about this pick here. The idea is Robot Domination and likely not play it, or just grab the Surveillance Room. If we're only playing 2 colors, we could play the first one without too much of a problem. It's just Surveil 1, and then it has colorless other than that. Is there any chance that we play Robot Domination? I think we're just going to take it and then not do anything with it. Is this room? Yeah, we have so many 4s, yeah. It's a lot of value packed in there, especially if you are conniving. Like I could talk myself into it, but you're right. The better play is just Surveillance Room. Sorry. Okay. We have the Lifelinker here. Sacrifice an artifact or creature to draw a card. Speedball, just we don't have anything for it at all. We already are going to go into next pack with not enough removal, so we're definitely going to have to look for removal. So I think we just pick this up. I I think surrounds room, but for exile thrall, how many high mana cost villains do we have? Yeah. I think here it's enforcers. We already have one super suit. I don't think we're going to end up playing another one. Yeah, dead cards, but I think we will end up playing enforcers. And we're going to clean this stuff up. This assault robot is pretty late there. I like this too, especially with the Flyers plan, but we're just not going to be playing another 4. I think we do have to say goodbye to the artifact plan. So I think we take it, but we just kind of put it in the sideboard. We'll take a second super suit, but no plans on taking it. And we're going to clean up here and get ready for the connive deck. We'll get rid of one of the super suits for now, just to make sure that we have this. Look at this wonderful mono curve that we have. Yeah, that is exactly what you want to see here. So we're going to go ahead and see what we got here. And we have a Kang Temporal Tyrant for, what's the mana cost? You know it, it's 4. Whenever it attacks, he connives. Whenever you draw your second card, each opponent loses a life and we gain a life. Photon or land? Oh, I think Photon is... I think Photon is out. I don't think we're doing double red here. I like Widow's Bite the most. I do like Kang. I would kind of talk myself into it if I didn't just rail all about 4-drops here. But yeah, we're gonna drop the red right now. We have 18 cards, so we need another 5, and we have a couple of options in the background. I think we take Widow's Bite as a small removal spell. Certainly not the best removal spell that we're looking for. Hopefully we get something else in another pack. But I think we take Widow's Bite here pretty easily. And look to kind of take over with our 4-drops later on in the game. Yep. Okay. Okay. Next. Let's look here. Oh, we got it definitely. Oh, no. You know what? Every time I want to look anywhere, we're not going anywhere, right? Chat, we're doing Hour of Defeat without any other hesitation. We could read these cards if you want to, but what are we doing if we're not taking Hour of Defeat? That's exactly what we were looking for. Yeah, it's Hour for sure. Let me know. I'll give you another minute here. Yeah. Best case scenario that Kang comes back. I would definitely play Kang. I would figure out a way. I would probably drop one of the scientists just to get Kang in there for sure. But we're loading up on another 4-drop. Yeah. Okay. So we got a couple of things. Herbie as the 4-drop du jour. But we have Ronin. We have the Hydra Troopers. When this enters, create a 2/1 villain with menace if there's 2 more villains in your graveyard. Otherwise, you just mill 2 cards. That's a decent level replacement. It's not a 4-drop. We could definitely... Doombok are good too. Hoping they will. Yep. The Ronin is a 3/3. Sacrifice an equipment. Attach the Ronin. Target creature gets -4/-4. Pay 2 life. Add 2 mana of any color. Is this just Hydra Troopers? Let me know what you think here. That's kind of where I'm at. Draw a card and put a land onto the battlefield tapped. And then you left over with a 2/1 flyer. I want to just get away from the 4-drops. I do like the flying aspect of it, but potential ramp. Yeah, but in our deck, when you're playing the 4-drop, the only thing you're ramping into is Brute, right? Like, what else are you ramping into? Just playing 2 spells at one time. Um, okay, let me know what we think on Herbie or Troopers. I'll be. This is chat picks the cards, right? I'm on Troopers. I've seen some Herbie in the chat. Let me know what you say, Herbie or Troopers here. Hydra makes sense, but I like the flyer more. But then again, it's a 4-drop. Yeah. Like, does Herbie get played over AIM Scientist? Not a villain, so it's not going to connive for himself. Okay, Troopers. Okay, Troopers it is. Hopefully we get something bigger so that we can kind of ramp into it. We have the Saboteur. We have Doombot. And we have Atlantis Attacks. 7 mana, not exactly what we're looking for. I assume it is Ghost here. And we just kind of play Ghost as another one of our flyers that we have. And just try to win with some evasion. Doombot a little too small right now. Although, okay, I do have a vote there for Doombot. I'll give everybody a chance to get a vote in. Is it Saboteur? Is it Ghost? Or is it Doombot? Let's see the next one here. Scarnez and Spotify. What do we say? We say Doombot or we want Ghost? Yeah, it is quite slow. Okay, Spotify said Doombot also. So I think we're gonna go there. I'm good with it. I don't it's not my pick. I think I would have picked Ghost, but let's go ahead and take Doombot here and see what else we got going on in this pack. We have a decoy ploy, which can get the villains back to our hand. We don't have any heroes. These ants are just insects, not a hero. I think we take a Roxanne Brute again. Lightning Strike would be awesome, but I think we just take the second Brute. And this is a Red Room Recruit for sure. This will be the third one, really solidifying the 2-drops there. I think that's great. Yeah, Brute on the last one for sure. Red Room Recruit. Still holding out hope for something here. I Am Iron Man is an interesting card. Oh, Depower, I guess, is probably what we're looking for there. Yeah, I like Depower quite a bit. Let me know in the chat if anybody really likes any of these others. I Am Iron Man. You know, if we did take the Speedball, this is something that we would definitely be looking to play. But otherwise, I think it's just Depower for, you know, the blockers for the flyers. Hopefully get through there. Echo, I've never been able to use that all that effectively. But we can get another Agent of Hydra. We do have a Herbie hanging around, but with the mana costs, I just don't think we're going to end up getting there. We could take Agents of Hydra, have a bunch of villains. Okay, now here is I Am Iron Man versus Futuristic Forge. or Futurist Forge. Some card draw, but I think we're going to have enough card draw with our connives, right? We won't have the draw, but we will have the filtering to see. So let's go ahead and grab. Let's grab Iron Man. Yeah, we do go grab it right now. Pin particles. Target creature gains vigilance and can't be blocked. And draw a card. That is something we will definitely grab. And we will look to be playing that. We'll go ahead, we'll grab an Ultron, but likely not playing it here. And we will just round out the rest of this. So, Decoy Ploy, not going to be played. I don't think we're playing the Iron Man either. And we'll go ahead into deck building right now. And see how this goes. We are heavy on the 4s for sure. I think we could drop a Scientist. I don't really want to play this Ultron drone anyway. I think all the 3s that we have are better. And then we just get rid of this Synthoid, right? And we just play it like this. Sinky draw, potential combat trick for the Iron Man. I want to play it much more when we know for sure that we could draw a card. Let's see if we can make it work. So if we're playing Iron Man, what are we cutting? We have to cut something. We could cut a Brute, to be honest. We probably don't need that. Yeah, for sure. Destrucker, whenever villain you may connive. I am Iron Man. You know what? I think we'll start without the Iron Man. Let's go ahead and jump right into game number 1 here. See how this goes. We could always look back at the deck construction and see if we want to make a different choice. Let's go ahead and throw this out there. Drop a land. That is something I kind of thought about really quickly, but then kind of dismissed. Let's get this Red Room Recruit out, and we can look and see if we're going to do something about it. Okay, we are keeping all of the lands. We can probably go ahead and drop a Brute for now. So, do we do this right now just to draw a card? Right? If we don't, we're not really doing anything else this entire turn. Okay. So we're not doing anything else this entire turn. Is there any chance that we play the intelligence on the Red Room Recruit? Right? If they kill it, they waste their turn and we untap. We certainly don't want it, but what else are we doing, right? Let's go ahead and throw it out there. They have to kill it this turn. They are obviously in the colors for removal, right? So this is risky for sure. But if we could get just one card out of it, then we wouldn't mind the following turn. They obviously know we're not going to block. Okay. Okay. Bunch of extra lands. I like this. Do we play... We play Moonstone first, right? Okay. Now we need another turn. We just get greedier and greedier, right? We got the one turn and now we need another one. If we get another one and Strucker is going to come out, it'll connive, and hopefully we throw a card that we can use into the graveyard. Okay, it's going to be growing. Okay, great. So these are both villains. So this doesn't connive by himself whenever another villain. Okay, so whenever another villain enters. Okay. We can attack in. Okay. We're going to play the Scientist next turn. And we are going to connive. Okay, and they're gonna... Okay, they're gonna kill Doombot. You would think they would try and get Strucker out of here. Take action. Connive again. Now we will have to get rid of a land. Okay. We do attack. Okay. We got a lot of good things going on. We have Stratagem for next turn. Any creature we draw, well, not any creature, but any villain we draw will connive. Okay. The Supreme Intelligence has ended up being really, really big. Okay. So What do we do here? We just play Raxon. I mean, Stratagem is good, but Raxon's going to get another Connive. We're going to draw another. Did we already draw a second card this turn? And then we're going to Connive on this one. It'll make them take most of the next turn in order to play their creature. Or they can just move the equipment, I guess, somewhere else. Yep. And we just have to get rid of the land. We attack here. We'll attack with the 4/4. We could have attacked with the 2/3, I guess. We drew a lot of lands this game. That's such a slow card. It's a good card. Sacrifice it to deal 2 damage to anything, but everything's too big already. Okay, so this is Frozen and Ice. And now do we attack with the 2/3? They block. Yeah, I think we do. They're taking 2. This is a must block. They're not really going to double. I mean, I could double block this, trump block that, take 2. Is that what they did? Okay. I mean, if they spend their turn paying 3 to put that in their hand, then we won the game for sure, right? Okay. Here's a way we lose the game. And here's a way we win the game. And just for the flair, we do it with giant-sized ants, right? Well, Supreme or Super Intelligence, the name of the game for sure, and perfect top decks, like 8 cards deep, right? Super Intelligence ended up getting us there. Let's go ahead and Leroy, yeah, for sure. Throw them all in there. Okay. You gotta have fun, right? Like, you're not gonna use the removal spell if you have the ants there. Yeah. I mean, I guess that's the best case scenario. The opponent had chances at removal. The first they got the Doombot, the second they got the Baron, and yes, it was 2 damage, I understand, but like when they have their priority levels, they were not looking to kill a small 2-drop. We'll go ahead. I mean, eventually they would for sure, but intercept if he's equipped. Each opponent loses 2 life. Yep. We have Widow's Bite if we really need anything here. Otherwise, we're going to save it. Let's hold on something up. Do we kill this right now? We're not going to have the open mana for a while, right? Okay. Let's see what Baron does. I feel like it might get Widow's Bite back or something, or... Looks like there's something in their opponent's hand here. Yeah. Okay. We're looking for a land and Moonstone. We don't find it. We're actually going to do Hydra also. Out of all the lands we had... Yeah. Skarnaz, man, really appreciate it. They're gonna go get... Oh. I keep forgetting that this is basic land cycling and not mountain cycling. But Skarnaz, man, really appreciate everything. This is going to be a connive, we needed to hit a land. Where are we? We do hit the land cycler, which I guess we're going to have to keep up here. What do we want? Do we want to attack here? Not really. Okay. Our opponent is going to start being able to put up bigger and bigger things. Okay. Now we do attack. See what's up. And yeah. Makes sense. We're hoping for one more land here, but obviously... ooh. Okay. I guess one connive is not that bad. I want the frozen and ice, but... I also want to get this brute out. I assume he has a villain left in his hand. One villain out of 3 cards. Frozen and ice, okay. Considering attacks. Giant size ants would be awesome here. Do we frozen and ice the Baron in case he has another? Yeah, right? Probably. Okay. Opponent looked like he had an instant in hand, but he didn't cast anything. Okay. Even better. We could tap it down, get in for 4. Depower. If he tries to attack. Okay. Let's see what our opponent has, and the true test is whether he decides to attack here or not. I always hate these like pseudo mirror matches, right? Because if they have one big card that we just didn't have, that's going to be one big thing that we just kind of missed out on. Let's see what this is. Okay, get a villain back. Okay. So we attack with the flyer. Obviously, I guess that's all that we attack with here. It's a 3-turn clock. Okay. One card in hand. We attack first. And we throw out 1 land. Yep, and he's going to lose to the flyer. Okay. Awesome. Let's go ahead and we're going to jump right back into another game here. Yeah, it's not great. I don't think it's horrible. It was not, it was obviously not good there. You definitely want to be attacking and be ahead, but the okay, here is only black, but we do have Red Room Recruit. We have a Strucker. We'll go ahead and keep it. Obviously, Doombot is not being played on 1. We can also discard it if that comes up. We're looking for this island. Yeah, If you could pump it up, it's definitely much, much better. It's a win more card. They use that removal on the 2-drop. Does it mean that they don't have the removal for Strucker? Because that would be awesome. Yep, just developing the board first. This is whenever another villain enters, right? So this isn't going to help. I think we just don't do anything here. We have D-Power. We don't have D-Power and something like Super Suit because we only have the 1 blue. We have Widow's Bite, of course. So I think we D-Power first and draw the card. If this is nothing else, and we just block it as a 0-1. If they have a combat trick, we're kind of priced into using Widow's Bite. They could have the 2 damage to attacker or blocker, for sure. That could be something that they have. Yeah, I mean, we kind of said it. We're locked into it, so go ahead and do it right now. Okay, do they have a 2-drop to follow up, or was that their whole turn? Okay, I love that that was their turn. Means we don't have to act on our turn. We can do everything on their turn. They play a blocker, we tap it down, attack for 5. They play a blocker, we tap something else down, attack for 8. Okay. Problem is we tap it down, we attack in, but then they... But we do have to play this to get this out. Okay. We connive and get rid of Super Suit. We give something vigilance and just we're just looking to draw a card here, right? No, but they're not going to attack. Let's save this for next turn when we're going to try to attack. Okay. They might try to attack right now if they put this on and attack in for 4 lifelink. Maybe they hold back. If they attack us for 4, we attack back for 9, 11. Okay. We put the creature. I just want to draw the next land. This is going to be an attack for 12. Next turn, they spend the whole turn putting Invisible Woman back out. Yeah. And then whatever they do next turn, unblockable and flying. And if they do something else, then we have a tapper, but we do need a second blue to do both of them. Or they're just going to let us attack. Yeah, the villains are evil for sure. It's Carnaz, man. You're right. Does our opponent actually have anything, or is this just a little kind of slow rolling us because we're a little salty? And I certainly understand if they were. They can't have anything here, right? Okay. We then got that one, and we are 3-0. And we're going to get on to the next game. Thank you everybody that is in the chat here. I can't pronounce every name. There's Zeus, I see. There's Scarnez, Spotify. Who else did we see over there? I saw a couple other people earlier on the draft portion. Really appreciate everybody being here. Obviously, I am I primarily make YouTube videos. I have just started dabbling in streaming here and seeing how it goes. So thank you for being with me on one of these first thing. Oh, yeah, I think we did. I think we did it together, right? It was definitely a little bit more open than what I usually draft. I kind of maybe pick a lane a little too early. Maybe there's a fine line between picking a lane and forcing what you're looking for. And so maybe I'm on the wrong side of that lane, but this is a nice curve here. Yeah, absolutely. So appreciate everybody being here with me. Usually on my YouTube videos, I'm just talking to the screen, right? Like it's a very solitary thing. I actually filmed one video or two videos this morning. You could tell because I'm wearing the same shirt in those videos. You can always tell like how long the videos take to come out and which ones I film on the same days if I'm wearing the same shirt. But I usually do a filming session on Saturday mornings. So I did one this morning. What are we going to get rid of? I think as much as I like Depower, I think I'm going to send that away for now. We're looking at this creature curve. And then after we get the creature curve, we do have a removal spell. If we tap something down and get in there with the lifelink, something like that. We'll see how it goes once we get there. Okay, Legionnaire. Sounds like someone who needs a hug, yeah. Let's go ahead and throw the creatures out. I think here... Do I attack with the 2/3? They double block if I do, right? If they block, they double block. Or they're just going to upgrade their creature. Okay. Okay, let's see what they got. Obviously, the plan is probably to frozen in ice the Legionnaire, but not sure if that is what's going to happen here. Okay, this is going to be a big turn. Yeah, okay. Do we want this? Yeah, I think I just want to draw the card here. Okay. I'll pass back. It's more mana efficient to do the hour rather than frozen in ice. The idea is probably we're going to hit this Legionnaire, but I can't be sure. If they hit something bad, whenever another villain enters, put a +1/+1 counter on crossbones, he deals 3 damage. Okay. Okay, we don't want him around for too long. But now we can hit the Legionnaire first. Yeah, I'll take that. Frozen in ice. Red room, and what do we want? Do we want the frozen or do we want the brute? I think we want the brute, don't we? Okay. They obviously can get in with their menace creature. You're right, could have kept an extra land in hand. Okay. Okay. We're going to end up with 1 card in hand. Is it better than brute? That is what we're looking at here. Brute is the biggest thing on the battlefield, and it will grow with any connive target. Okay, that was a... We can get in there for 2. We'll hold up a land for sure. Thank you, Zeus, there. He gets to sacrifice this to draw a card. Yeah. That is good value for him. So if I attack with the brute, so if I attack with everything, they can double block one of them, take 6. If they try to block the brute, they put both of them in front. We're not in a great position here. We're not that far away from a good position, but we're certainly behind. Yep. I assume this card is nothing. If it's something big, I assume they would have played it earlier. We just need a couple more turns. Yeah. Something with Connive. Get a +1/+1 counter going. Kind of. Eventually he's going to throw away some small creatures. Okay, here we go. Like that. We can get rid of his token. Connive. Get rid of a token. Draw and discard. Get a +1/+1 counter here. And a +1/+1 counter here. It's a lot of value. But it doesn't specifically swing the board unless we draw into something good. And that is something good. It's a +1/+1 on any target creature. Oh, it doesn't have to just be himself. Okay. That makes it a little bit better. Villains would be awesome. But we are towards the late game here, right? And so we don't have a lot of choices. I think we're at parity here. There's a better chance that he draws artifacts than we draw villains, right? That's for sure. His artifact is going to make his guy bigger and ping us for 1. Our villains has a chance to snowball into each other. Take a look at the next card. No, it's got to go in the graveyard. Let's see what we got next. We just don't have anything here. Okay, 5/4. We're still assuming that this card is nothing. If he attacks, we have the chance to double block. I think we do take that chance if he does block here. If he does attack here. If he has a combat trick, he does blow us out, and then his board taking over. But okay, here we go. We got a villain and conniving. But the conniving has nothing else. We had to play this one. So it's a +1/+1. And then do we hold this up for next turn? Do we hold this up for next turn so we don't lose the value on the connive? Right now the connive doesn't do anything except for put a +1/+1 on something. You draw and discard. We draw and discard twice. So next turn, we have another card, and we can get the best out of 3 cards. Okay, let's give it a try. It's not 2+1/+1 counters. This only happens once per turn. Because only once per turn you draw your second card. Okay. Yep. Well, even if Baron wasn't on the board, right? Draw and discard by itself, right? You're at the mercy of whether you draw a land or not to get the +1/+1 counter. At least next turn you can make a case that you're trying to find a removal spell. Although we had 2 Frozen in Ice, an hour. So we only have the small one, the -2/-2. Okay. Now we have the scientists and put +1/+1 counter 4 or 5. Do we do this again for next turn? It can only this one only connives once per turn. No, let's go ahead and pass. This is a long drawn-out game here, taking quite a while. There are some new people in the chat, so hello everybody. This was a community draft, so I don't take total responsibility if you don't like the deck, right? We did this together. So far it's been a fun deck. It is 3-0 right now in the draft, and yeah, Wonder Man's going to be real tough. But I think our removal is all out for this game already. I guess we're looking for like giant size ant so that we can Supreme Intelligence. Earlier today we saw Supreme Intelligence just go crazy. Really, really fun. We're gonna play it, but I don't think we have any. I don't think we have any outs to Wonder Man here. We have our 3 pieces of removal in the graveyard already, and I assume this is going to end up being our first loss. They're going to get extra power-ups. And including his. We played the stratagem. And hey. Mokui, how's it going? 6 coming in the air, and we're going to be dead next turn. Super Intelligence is going to draw us 1 more card. We have the -2/-2, but that's not going to be enough. This is going to be a loss here. Okay, target creature Death Touch if we had a flyer, but we don't, so we'll go ahead and call that one. We are 3-1, getting ready to go into game number 5. I am going to take a short break before we get into game number 5. I do know that there are some new people in the chat there. We have been streaming for about 2 hours here, and my wife and daughter are watching a movie. I think that movie is over by now, so we're going to take a short break here and check on them, and then we will be right back. So give me a second. Again, this is new to streaming, my second time streaming here, and so I am going to put up a break slide and mute myself, and I will be back in about 2 or 3 minutes here. Okay, we are back there. Little break in the action. I do need to take that out of the video on demand, but we're going to go ahead and get right into game number 5. We're 3-1, digging for all the answers we could get. I didn't think we saw too much removal. We did see a second pick removal spell hour, but at that point we were not really thinking about black. We were definitely looking to stay blue until we had to make a decision there, but looking back, we didn't really pass that much removal. We did take everything that we could. So thank you for everybody sticking with me through the break. I know most of the people are still here, but did have to check on the fam for sure. They did not think this draft was going to go quite as long, and obviously drafting with the chat was a lot of fun, but it did take a little bit longer than it normally does. Imagine putting this draft up against like a pick 2 draft where you're just like speed running it through. I wonder what kind of multiple we had there. Was that 2 or 3x we could have got done? Okay, let's go ahead and take this. This is a nice hand. We'll go ahead and keep this. It is Red Room and Baron, and then the agent only costs 1 after that. Whiplash. Okay. Or maybe we actually dump the agent, or dump the Doombot here. Monsters have Shroud. Humans have Shroud. Okay. Is that what you wanted to do? Is this enchantment enters? Choose the creature type. Okay. Well, not sure what that is, but blue-green with Shroud? Oh, you can't even look. I can't even target my own guy with super intelligence. Do I have any non-humans? Am I going to have super intelligence in my hand the whole entire game because of this Shroud? What am I going to do with Deep Power? Is this amazing tech? Is this like really, really good and I just didn't think of it? Have another villain you control connive. What do I want to do here? Is this secretly good? Is this good and I don't know about it? Because it shuts off all the cards in my hand. This is crazy. I guess it is. Another villain? Okay, with a finality counter. Okay. Chad, I don't know anything that happened in that game. I don't know what was happening anywhere near that game. I don't know the beginning of the game. I don't know the end of the game. I don't get it. We're going to chalk that one up and just move on. This is too late to try and figure that out. This was something all right. Let's go ahead and move right into game number 6. It was Steely Resolve. It was choose a creature type. All creatures of the same type have Shroud. And he named human. And apparently every card in the whole set is a human because I couldn't target my creatures, I couldn't target his creatures, I couldn't target anything. It was comical for sure. We'll keep this. It's not the best hand. It's not a great curve out, but we have a couple of cards to play, and so that's all we can really hope for right now. I just really want to draw the card. Okay. We have much more of a curve out, but only if it's something, if they're playing something big here. Yeah, I mean, that... It's going to grow sometime throughout this game. This game is not going all that fast, so we'll go ahead and Moonstone into Roxanne, and then should be pretty good. We'll need to draw something after that, but we got a couple of turns. Landfall. Good landfall card for sure. Okay. A little conniving would be really good right now. Okay, they're all in on this one creature. If we get that unsummon, we would be in amazing shape also. Ooh, okay. What do we do here? Is there a chance he doesn't have a land and we need this to get Death Touch and block? If it gets a land, it's going to be 6 power. Gotta pick Art instead of seeing the Kings down the stretch. Yeah, for sure. That is awesome. Scarnez, man, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate. I appreciate you spending your Saturday here with us, and obviously, I don't know the exact words. I don't know exactly what this is. A super chat, I assume, something like that. Awesome. Thank you so much. Really appreciated. Okay, so he is going to give that indestructible. Okay, we are not doing well here. This is indestructible, so I'm going to take the opportunity. Take this one off the battlefield with Death Touch. This is not a great trade. We need Thing in the Ice. Or, no, that's not what it's called. That's the creature I used to try and jam it into my modern decks, into all my Izzet modern decks. Okay, so we're going to need Trapped in the Ice. It's called. We're going to need Trapped in the Ice. Okay, we got 2 turns to find it. Oof. Okay. Well, we gotta draw it next turn or draw like red room we could draw. Okay. No. Was it next? No. Okay. Opponent got there. We are 4-2. Although we'll say we're 3-2-1, right? That one weird game. We're not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth, but we can't really gloat about that win. But we're gonna go ahead and move right along to the next. Yeah. Yeah, the bounce spell. The bounce spell is really good. It bounces and connives. It does just a little bit of all the value. Just, of course, at 4 mana, like everything else in our deck. But so far, it's doing really well and is serving us pretty good. So we'll go ahead and keep it on rolling. This was not the deck that I kind of had in mind for for drafting and for playing, but it has been pretty fun, right? I think it's a decent deck. I think somewhere around, 4 to 5 wins makes a lot of sense. We started the very first game, for those who weren't here. We started with a red room and then a super intelligence on the red room, and then it drew like 8 cards. Um, so, yeah. Yeah, Mokui? I don't know if that's how you say the name. Let me know if there's a pronunciation there. No, we are a free to play channel, so I do have the YouTube channel. We post 3 videos a week. Monday is always standard. Thursday is starter or budget decks, and Saturday is free to play tips on playing Magic for free. We haven't paid any money into MTG Arena. At the time when I started playing Arena, I was also playing Paper, and I just stopped playing MTGO. And MTGO, I certainly put a lot of money into MTGO. So I always say Wizards has gotten their lifetime value from me, for sure. And so I don't need to give them any more. Um, so nothing in the graveyard right now. I think I kind of want to keep the... No, I think we are going to try and Super Intelligence next turn. And so we are free to play. I do have a bunch of gems there on the account. I have been playing since the closed beta of MTG Arena. So I believe that was 20... I don't remember the year. I believe that was about 7 years or so. Something like that. So I've been playing a long time. And just been collecting over the years. We can go ahead and attack in. Play the Enforcers. I honestly, I don't play, I don't spend on anything other than events. I'm not really into cosmetics. I have the lands and the sleeves. I like the sleeves and whatever. But other than that, I don't generally buy a lot of cosmetics there. And so I do just use them for events. I think we're going to... Oh, Frozen in Ice. It's not called... What did I call it? I call it Trapped in Ice or something. Frozen in Ice. Let's go ahead and try this out. We gotta have Red Room live a turn to make back the card. We certainly don't want it bounced. Okay, he's gonna bounce his own creature. That may end up being a bad decision over the course of the game here for him, but yeah, yeah, you know what, we all get there, and hopefully you check out my channel. I don't know if you're a subscriber to the channel. Hopefully you check out the channel and learn from the tips that I have on how to build up your account. We just had a video go out about the Mastery Pass and how good that can be at building up a collection. Let's see what we got here. I think we're going to play the Brutes, so that next turn we can play the Scientist. And this this 3/3 flyer is going to be hard right now, but we'll get there. So, yeah. What I always talk about on the channel is making sure that Magic is still fun for you. That's how you end up really building a big collection. Getting out there, finding the formats you like, finding the decks that you like, finding the archetypes that you like, and playing them. That's worth more than, this event pays out 250 gems, and that event pays out 300 gems, right? Like for all the maximizing we do as Magic players, that's what we want to really maximize. We want to maximize the enjoyment that you get from playing, because like most free-to-play games, because we're not putting money into the system, there is a chance that we're going to get bored and we're not going to be playing by the time it ends up, right? So I can finish the Super Mastery Pass at level 44. Awesome. If you can finish it weekly before the next one, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You can make something like, I think theoretically you can make something like 8,600 coins every week if you make all of your goals. I think it's probably more realistic to say something like between 5,000 and 6,000. But again, that can be a quick draft on the weekend, and then you can start pooling those gems that you have to get the Mastery Pass. Yeah, put a counter. So what are we looking to do? So I want Roxanne to attack. Okay. And we're going to be drawing two cards every turn, so the Connive's not needed for Roxanne. We have 7, right? So we can play and power up and make a 4/4 flyer. Seems really good. If they double block, we kill that. Yeah. Unless they have some prowess trigger. I guess I should have thought about that prowess trigger. It looks like they're not going to do anything here. Okay. Let's just play Doombot then. They have 1 card. Destroy target creature and opponent that was dealt damage this turn. Okay. Oh, that dealt damage, not that was dealt damage. Okay. Makes it different. Okay. Still in relatively good shape. My opponent can draw more cards here. So we don't want this game to go too long. They can hold back this blocker. Tapping to make sure they have blue and white. Okay. It's good practice for sure. Most of the time the auto tapper will tap correctly, but if you either have something in your hand or you're hoping to get something in your hand, that is good practice. Now, what do they have here? They're going to have it here, or they're going to have it when we go to attack, right? It's the 2 damage. Yeah. Okay. Okay. They would have had that when we went to attack anyway. We need something big here. Okay. Frozen and Ice is nice to have. Wait, do we win? Frozen and Ice, Connive with another villain. This way, right? No, we're one short. Whenever another villain you control, it connives. So only it connives. Okay. Okay, that's good to know. Not helpful for us right now, but good to know. We should have kept Super Suit then, if that is the case. Okay, come on, Super Intelligence. Okay, let's see what else we got. So just moving the equipment over. Oh. He obviously could have attacked with the flyer with vigilance. Chose not to. Not good. We might as well draw a card. Okay. Stratagem is good. We're going to draw 2 more cards. Okay, he's getting rid of one of his blockers there. No. He's just going to attack for 4. Okay, we're going to get 2 more cards. And we need something big here. Okay. We'll get 1 connive and see if we can draw into something even a little bit better. We do not. So if we connive, if we hit a trapped in the ice, frozen in the ice, we win. We can't. We have to do this one. And we might as well have this guy connive in case we attack in there. This will be a tough one to lose because we will have thrown this away. If we attack with everybody, they have to block. He blocks here. He blocks there, and he blocks there. It's not good enough. So many land, man. Oof. Okay. I mean, we're drawing 2 cards a turn, so we can't say that we're ever dead. Man, I would like to not lose this one. I'll lose the next one, that's fine, I get it, but like, not this one. That's going to be an equipment. Okay. He can't attack though, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, a mistake on his part. It was a mistake on our part. We probably shouldn't have been in that position. Our super suit should have got the win there. And we're going to move on. 5 wins, 2 losses. It's been a fun night so far. Thank you everybody for being in the chat. I really appreciate it. Scarnaz again with the super chat. Really appreciate that. Thank you for the support. Scarnaz also became a member on the last stream. If you are interested in my channel, want to check it out, obviously that's the best way to support the channel for sure. For not just myself, but for any kind of small streamers here. We do need to draw some creatures, but Super Intelligent has done such a great job for us. We can go ahead and surveil on turn 1 and hopefully look to hit like a red room or something like that. Yeah. We're going to go ahead and drop that out. So for another stream, it's been nice. Flipper Zero, yes, I didn't get a chance to thank you before when I was calling out people's names. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you for being a part of this stream. I do enjoy the streams. There definitely will be more. I'm having a good time here, so we're gonna go ahead and keep it on running. You know. It's been great to see. You never know, you never know when you try something new how it's going to go. Ant-Man, okay. I don't love this Ant-Man card. This thing can get out of control pretty quickly. Whenever it attacks, you may pay 1. If you do, put a +1/+1 on target creature. Whenever you put +1, make a 1/1 green insect token. I think this is something that we're going to end up killing. Or if we don't kill, we could actually tap it down and then think about killing it on a subsequent turn. We don't have that many removal spells, so I hate using Hour of Defeat on this. But let's see if our opponent's going to do anything before they attack. No. Let's go ahead and tap it down then. We'll force it to not attack. Okay, Herbie. They're going to ramp. We had a nice back and forth in our draft when we had a couple of chances to pick up a Herbie, but we just didn't have really anything to do. Once we had it, we weren't ramping into anything, so we ultimately decided against it. Let's go ahead and pass. Now, do we kill it before it attacks? Playing 3 color. They could have some kind of protection, but if they do, that's fine. They have that kind of built in. If we hour it and they do something like counterspell or something, we untap, play Rexon, and then he doesn't want to attack the next turn anyway. Let's give it a go and try. If we get this off, we get to surveil, which would be big for us also. No. Indestructible. Okay. Yeah, I like Moonstone a lot. He's going to get to attack now because he has Indestructible. And pay the 1 for the 1/1. Yeah, the 1/1 plus obviously his 1/1, his +1 counter. Let me know, because this can snowball out of control to where we lose this game. Would you guys have done something different here with this Ant-Man? I'm not happy with any of this right now. I feel like we already are in need to block. I feel like this is going to take over. Played Moonstone on purpose so I could play Super Intelligence. If they have a removal spell, they're definitely going to do what they can. They can attack here, play the +1, get become a 4/4, and then fight, or go nuts or something like that. We're going to be in a lot of trouble here. But if he doesn't, we're going to draw 2 cards, start playing bigger blockers, and then if we get a land, we have a bigger blocker plus a super suit to kind of surprise them. I think we're in a lot of trouble here in this game. And it starts with Ant-Man. Yeah, able to go nuts right there. And yeah, this is gonna be it here, guys. This is not good. He doesn't have to develop the board anymore. He can just keep attacking. We're gonna play a Raxon, but it's gonna be a little too late. He's gonna be able to draw extra cards. So we'll play out Roxanne here and see what happens, but we're in a world of hurt. Yep. Yeah, Ant-Man. Kill on sight. I think it was right there, J Money. I think it was right to develop the board, play a creature out. Um, but I think I probably would have killed the creature first and then played there. This we went 5-3 for the new players or the free to play players. That is 650 gems and 1 pack. The quick draft cost 750 gems to enter, and so for the 100 gems that you got back 1 pack. If you bought a pack in the store, it's 200 gems for the pack, so you could feel like we've come out a little bit ahead. Obviously, we would have loved to be able to get a couple more wins there, would have just pushed it over the edge quite a bit. But overall, I think this was a fun draft to have. Blue, black, not one of the normal ones, but certainly a powerful combination here. More conniving. Baron was awesome. We could have used a little bit more removal with all of the filtering, the draw and discard that we had. Maybe it was right to cut 1 land, but we did have so many 4 and 5 drops. I don't know. We'll have to go back and take a look at that. But we were able to find the answer. So a little bit more removal, maybe a little bit less top end, and we could have done a little bit better in this draft. Thank you, everybody, for being here with me and for drafting with me. Thank you, everybody, for participating in the draft. Another one I drafted this set a lot and love it. Yeah, we will definitely be doing another stream. I enjoy it. I enjoy the back and forth. I really enjoy talking to people while I'm playing, because I'm usually playing here by myself. And to all of the support, I really appreciate it. Scarnez, again, thank you so much. Made my day. You always are a big supporter of the channel, and for everybody else, for Zeus, for Flipper Zero, for I'm going back through Mokui again. I never got the pronunciation there. Sorry about that. Spotify early on, maybe it's gone by now. Early on in the stream, really important on helping pick the cards from the very beginning. So thank you for everybody for drafting with me, and look for this video to be on demand on the channel. If you want to jump over to the channel, subscribe to the channel. 3 videos every single week, so there's always something going on the channel. Membership if you want to take your support to the next level. Till next time, have a great day, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, everybody.